Good morning, everybody. I know this is quite unusual, but the Lord would not even let me go to work without doing this. I could not sleep last night. I really just felt the weight of this revelation that the Lord gave me, a word that He gave me in the midst of last night's broadcast. And, I think maybe He's wanting me to do it this morning for someone that's maybe going to be stepping into something today that they need this revelation over. I was literally having this conversation with the Lord. I'm like, well, I'll just do it tonight, when I get home from work. And He was just like, no, you need to do it now. So I'm going to have to keep this quick because I do have to go to work. But this revelation, I feel the weight of it. I think it's going to be more than one person that's probably about to step into some things or have a conversation about this. And the revelation is what the Lord gave me over Potiphar's house. I just want to read really quick the scripture just for a point of reference, because got to have that, right? So it's in Genesis chapter 39, and this is talking about when Joseph is, bought off the slave market, right? And then he's taken into Potiphar's house, and Potiphar was, kind of one of Pharaoh's officials. And Joseph being a slave, right? He was brought into that home. And so I'm just going to read just a couple of verses so we can have some context. Hi, Irma. Hi, Kara. So it says, now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. Potiphar, an Egyptian who was one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he entrusted to his care everything he owned. From the time he put him in charge of his house and all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptian because of Joseph. The blessing of the Lord is on everything Potiphar had, both in the house and in the field. So he left in Joseph's care everything he had, with Joseph in charge. He did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. Hi, Gail. I wanted to really share this revelation again because I really felt the heaviness of this today. Good morning, Marie. Because the word that the Lord gave me to share last night was this, that there will be times you step into Potiphar's house and it feels like you are where you're supposed to be, but it's not. Watch out for those seducing spirits, because when you don't comply, Potiphar won't care to hear you out. He will simply cast you out. And I wanted to talk about a couple of different perspectives about this because I think it really hits home for a lot of people. Joseph, he was no longer sitting in a pit. He was no longer a slave in chains. He was a servant in a home, and then he was given authority in that home to a degree. He was given charge over that home. And good morning, Marcia. He was given charge over that home. And so there was a favor from the people that were around him. And I'm sure that felt good after going through what he had gone through, being rejected and cast aside by his family, sold into slavery, that kind of thing. But at the same time, he had a dream, multiple dreams that were set within him. And being in that home, even with the favor that he was receiving from the people that were his employer, it was not the ultimate place where he was going to be, right? And what really stuck out to me, this little revelatory bomb that the Lord gave me, is that we are all at some point going to step into a place that is like Potiphar's house. We have the favor of the Lord on us, and the people around us are going to see that. and they're going to experience that favor. They're going to receive those gifts from us, through us, right? Gifts from the Lord through us. And they're going to increase because of that. They're going to increase because of the favor that is on your life. But it's not a reciprocating relationship. It's more parasitical. And when we are in a parasitical relationship like that, they will literally, bleed you dry. They will use you for their benefit. And when they are done with you, you are no longer favored in their sight. With this particular situation with Joseph, we know the story. Potiphar's wife, was trying to seduce him, and Joseph was like, heck no, and he takes off running. And I think sometimes those seducing spirits aren't so clear cut. I don't think sometimes that they can be so obvious. And so I just wanted to, I really wanted to just encourage you to continue to ask the Lord for discernment into every place that you step into, because we know he's moving us forward. We know he is taking us to new things. He's giving us new experiences. He's expanding our vision. He's expanding our hearing. He's doing a lot of things, but the enemy is going to try to come in and corrupt that thing. The Lord is not going to lead you into Potiphar's house. He's going to lead you into the palace. And may I even be so bold as to say he will lead you into a prison place, because in that prison place, like I shared last night, that is a deeper dive that Joseph took in walking in the gifts that he had set within him. That was the first time he began to interpret others' dreams. He began to minister and utilize and steward everything that was set before him within his prison cell. And that then became the launching pad into, hi Carly, that became his launching pad into that palace place, which in turn became the manifestation of the very dreams that he had had 13 years earlier. And so I want to just encourage you to watch out for those Potiphars, to watch out for those that show favor upon you, because they are receiving an impartation from that favor. It's great. There's a time and a place that we impart unto others. There's a time and a place that we minister to those other people. We do come in to serve. This isn't about platforms and titles. This is about service and how we can benefit others. But we have to be very cautious and very careful. A better word for that would be discerning about our season that we are in and the people that are surrounding us. Because like I said last night, we want people who can dream with us. We want people, hey Laura, I'm actually just going over Potiphar's house, that one little section. I did not realize my broadcast went for an hour and 45 minutes last night. That was just crazy. Did not think I was blabbing that long. But anyway, this whole thing, hi Debbie Ann, hi everybody that's hopped on, I didn't see. But I really just felt this weightiness, hi Jana, to really encourage you to really seek the Lord in this moment. I felt there was something very, very important going on today. I don't know if it's just in general, in the spirit. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I think there's some very specific situations for some of you that you're dealing with right now, circumstances, relationships, whatever you want to label it, where that discernment is absolutely necessary, because you're stepping into places that may not feel as though you're locked in chains any longer. But Joseph, in Potiphar's house, he was still a slave. He may not have been in chains, but he was still a slave. He had the favor of God upon him, but he was still a slave. Potiphar used him for the favor. Potiphar benefited greatly from the favor that Joseph carried. Potiphar did not work for that favor. Potiphar did not have a relationship with the Lord to receive his own portion of favor. And there are times and seasons where we minister to people that need that they need that impartation. They need to taste that goodness, right? But there's also a time where it begins to bleed you dry. I talk a lot with people individually about being a well, that, that well gets filled by the Lord on the daily, that fresh impartation, that fresh filling. But it also comes in our relationships. We need well pourers. We need people in our lives that pour into us as well as receive from us. It's a reciprocation. They pour in and they draw out, because they are able to draw out from the gifts and the wisdom that the Lord gives us, but they also have something to impart. And Potiphar was very much a well drawer, not a well pourer. And I think, in that there comes a level of, it feeds. I'm just going to be bold to say this. When we have people like that treat us with that respect and that honor, because they see the gifts that are within us, they see the favor that is on us, it is great. It feels good. But we need to walk and understand the very fine line of encouragement and flattery. There's a big difference. And so I just wanted to really kind of hammer this home of asking the Lord for absolute discernment. And if you are still unsure about the discernment, ask him for confirmation. Maybe he's using this word as confirmation for you, to really seek the depths of what you're stepping in, asking him, am I stepping in? Hi, Rana. Ask him, are you stepping into that prison that he's got sitting for you? And I know that sounds kind of negative, but it really isn't. That prison was a launching pad. That prison was a place of revelation and stewardship of a much deeper understanding of his gifts, right? And it was a point of ministry for him. And yeah, and I think that we need to stop weighing what seems to be good and what seems to be bad, because if we really did that, Potiphar's house looks great and prison looks awful, when in actual truth of it all is the opposite. Potiphar's house was not good. Yes, he was favored there. Yes, there was increase there, but there was also a seducing spirit there that tried to entrap him. And even though Potiphar was the one that gave favor on Joseph, when that seducing spirit came, Potiphar did not care to hear Joseph out. Joseph didn't get to defend himself. He was just thrown in prison. So we need to understand that even though Potiphars may show favor over us, they will not have our back when things don't go their way. When we don't comply with everything that they want to do. I mean, it kind of really partners with that Jezebel witchcraft kind of stuff, right? It's yucky. It's controlling. It's manipulating. And it's not relationship. And it's not what God has for you. So I really wanted to just encourage you that the Lord is launching you into those places that are going to expand you in the ministry and being your life as ministry, right? It's not a title. It's not a stage. It's not a microphone. So don't get it twisted. That launching pad, that deep dive may look like that prison, but it's so much better than Potiphar's house. And I also wanted to encourage you and let you know that he's giving you this wisdom, he's giving you this sight, because what he's having us do, not in a judging way, but he's having us look at the depths of some things. He's having us look at the depths of people, their motives, not to judge, to love. Their journey, our journey. Sometimes they are separate things. And, and I think that helps us, our perspective, to forgive others. It helps us walk in that love and that understanding of where people are. We don't judge them for it. You know, you just have that compassion, that Father's heart for them in their journey, even though they may be kind of falling short, because we all do. We're not better than that, right? We're not better than them. We're just on a different path. And so the Lord is showing us these things because he is showing us who he is connecting us to in this hour. You know, he's connecting us to the butlers and the bakers that we're ministering to, who will then launch us into the palace, correct? Being in that prison was that launching pad. It was that deep dive into his gifts. And it was that launching pad into the very thing that brought the manifestation of the dreams that he had had so long ago. And it's all about that divine connection, those divine relationships that he's tying you to for this moment in time. And so I call them kingdom relationships, right? Kingdom connections. And so I just wanted to encourage you. That is the main thing he's asking you to do right now. Ask for that discernment. Ask for that direction. Ask him for that sight, that deep sight to look beyond the flattery, beyond the seeming favor that is coming upon you. Now, this will also show, yes, this is the open door the Lord's sending you in. And yes, you are going to be favored. And yes, people are going to see the value that you bring, and they are going to want to draw from your well. That's kingdom. But then there's also the perversion of that, and that's Potiphar's house. The ones who just want to benefit from your favor. They don't want to have a reciprocating relationship with you. Okay, that's all I really wanted to share. I really just I just could not even sleep last night because of this. I know that we are all stepping into this place, and the Lord is just encouraging you to just keep speaking with him about this. We kind of sometimes have to baby step things, right? And just go, I am trusting you, Lord, but I'm just going to take this small step forward, and I'm going to ask you for directions again. I'm going to ask you for confirmation again. And I'm going to ask you for someone to just come and speak into my life. And I really feel like that's what the Lord was really kind of prompting me to do, to use me to maybe confirm some things for some of you, to encourage you, to lift you up, that you are in the right place. You are on the right path. You're asking the right questions, and he is going to be surrounding you with the right people. He is expanding your vision. He is expanding your discernment, and he is moving you. He is launching you. You are not stuck. You are not stuck. I just really felt like I needed to say that to someone, that you are moving. Even if your location and circumstances are not shifting immediately, he is moving within them, just like he was moving within Joseph as Joseph sat in that prison cell. There is blessings and glory and expansion that come in your prison cell. So be encouraged. Don't keep looking so far in the future that we forget to steward our present. Because we've got to steward our present so that we can be better stewards of our future, correct? All right, I love you guys. God bless you. Share this if you feel led to. I pray that this encourages you, and I just speak a massive blessing over you today, that the Lord is just constantly with you. His face is shining upon you. He is so proud of you, and just keep knowing that he has you in his mighty hand. All right, I love you guys. God bless. Bye-bye.